There's something strange you start to notice when you observe truly successful people closely. It's not how smart they sound. It's not how many facts they know. It's not even how talented they are. It's how calm they remain when things don't go their way. They don't panic under pressure. They don't crumble when criticized. They don't lose control when emotions run high. And here's the fascinating part. Many of them are not the smartest people in the room, yet they're the ones who lead teams, close deals, maintain relationships, recover from failure, and keep moving forward while others burn out. That gap between intelligence and effectiveness is where emotional intelligence lives. And once you understand it, success starts to make a lot more sense. When people hear the phrase emotional intelligence, many immediately misunderstand it. They think it means being emotional, or being overly sensitive, or constantly talking about feelings. But emotional intelligence has very little to do with how emotional you are, and everything to do with how aware and intentional you are. Emotional intelligence is the skill of recognizing what's happening inside you while it's happening, and choosing how to respond instead of reacting on autopilot. That sounds simple, but in practice, it's one of the rarest abilities in modern life. Most people don't experience emotions, they become them. Anger turns into impulsive decisions. Stress turns into burnout. Fear turns into avoidance. Ego turns into conflict. And all of this happens quietly, beneath the surface, while people believe their actions are logical. This is where emotional intelligence separates people. Two individuals can face the same pressure, the same setback, the same opportunity, and walk away with completely different outcomes. Not because one was smarter, not because one had better information, but because one understood their internal state and the other was controlled by it. In today's competitive environment, raw intelligence is everywhere. Information is cheap, skills are teachable, knowledge can be Googled. What cannot be easily taught is the ability to stay composed when things go wrong, to listen without becoming defensive, to handle rejection without internal collapse, and to recover emotionally after failure. This is why emotional intelligence has quietly become one of the most valuable skills in the world, even though it's rarely talked about directly. Workplaces don't collapse because people lack intelligence. Relationships don't fail because people lack intelligence. Careers don't stall because people lack intelligence. They collapse because of unmanaged emotions. Miscommunication, ego clashes, insecurity, poor emotional regulation under pressure, and the most dangerous part? Many highly intelligent people never realize this is what's holding them back. They assume the solution is more effort, more learning, more pushing. But without emotional intelligence, more effort often creates more stress, not more progress. Emotional intelligence is what allows intelligence, talent, and ambition to actually work together. It's the difference between knowing what to do and being able to do it consistently under real-world pressure. In a world that constantly tests your patience, confidence, and self-control, emotional intelligence isn't optional anymore. It's the foundation. For a long time, we were taught that intelligence was the ultimate predictor of success. Get good grades, learn more, be smarter. But here's the limitation of that thinking. Traditional intelligence helps you solve problems in controlled environments. Life is not a controlled environment. Life involves uncertainty, rejection, disagreement, pressure, and emotion. In fact, many highly intelligent people struggle because they overthink, personalize setbacks, or become emotionally overwhelmed. Knowledge without emotional control becomes a liability. Emotional intelligence isn't a vague idea. It's built from a few core inner skills that quietly guide how you think, react, and interact with others. When these skills are weak, emotions take over. When they're strong, you stay calm, clear, and in control. To understand why emotional intelligence truly drives success, we need to break down the key components that make it work. Self-awareness. This is the foundation. Self-awareness means noticing what's happening inside you before it controls you. Instead of reacting automatically, you recognize, I'm frustrated, I'm anxious, I'm defensive. That awareness gives you choice. Most people aren't overwhelmed by life. They're overwhelmed by unexamined emotions. Self-aware people pause. They don't let temporary feelings dictate permanent decisions. Emotional regulation. Emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about managing them. When pressure rises, emotionally intelligent people don't explode or shut down. They breathe, slow their thinking, and respond intentionally. You don't need to feel calm to act calmly. You need emotional control. Interpersonal skills. This is where emotional intelligence becomes visible. It's how you listen, how you speak under pressure, how you give feedback, how you handle disagreement. Strong interpersonal skills open doors that talent alone never can. Opportunities flow toward people others enjoy working with. I've seen this play out countless times. Two people with similar skills, similar experience, similar intelligence. One reacts emotionally, takes feedback personally, gets defensive, avoids accountability. The other stays composed, listens, adjusts, and keeps learning. Over time, the difference becomes massive, not because one is smarter, but because one is emotionally equipped for growth. Emotional intelligence compounds. It builds trust. It builds resilience. It builds long-term success. If this changed how you think about success, don't rush past it. Start paying attention to how you react, not just what you know. And if you want to keep developing the skills that actually create long-term success, subscribe and stay with this channel, because the future belongs to people who understand themselves and others deeply.